I'd like to welcome James to the show.
Hey Nancy, how are you doing?
Oh, there's that explosion of energy I love and adore.
Yes, we
Yay.
got
How
to
are
do
you,
that,
my friend?
Yeah. I'm good, I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. And it's funny, we oftentimes take our audience on, early childhood and all these different things, but your story really starts at birth. And
It
can
does,
you
yeah.
share with our family here, our whole audience, can you share with us what is cerebral palsy, CP, as one would say? What is that and what causes it?
Yes, so cerebral palsy, CP, is brain damage, I found out. And you can only get that by being born, when you come out of your mom's womb. For me, I didn't get enough air, and the umbilical cord was strangled around my neck. So doctors had to hurry up and, do what they do best. And yeah, they got me out, but everything was tip top shape. I was healthy, but the only setback, well, not setback now, was I was born with this disability. But I don't think of it as a disability.
Well,
So
and I don't think of
yeah,
you having a disability, but thank you for
yeah,
educating us because I think we hear all these different medical terms sometimes, but it's so honest and nice to hear it from someone like you who has
yeah.
it and has had it your whole life. And I know it affects your right hand, it affects kind of your gait as you walk along. How did that affect you growing up in terms of mobility tools that you needed?
Well, so yes, you are right. It does affect my right hand, and my gait and my walking gets a little bit different, but it affects everybody differently. I got a very mild case of it. And
Mhm.
throughout my life, I've had crutches to leg braces to strollers to walkers to even scooters. Because I used to have a scooter in my high school, because I couldn't walk around very good there. So they allowed me to have a scooter, and I used to, get the class through a scooter. So it was real fun.
And
Yeah.
what I could just picture you just zooming around,
Yeah.
right? And maybe if
Yeah.
somebody was running late, they could jump on with you, right? I'll get you there
Well,
faster.
so my high school had two stories, and I was the only student that had the elevator key. So a lot of students loved me.
Of course, you've got
Yeah,
the
so they could go to
keys.
the elevator. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah,
Well, the thing is, I have RP, you've got CP, right? Look at us with our
right.
our two letters, two letter
Yeah,
disabilities. But the truth is, it can be really hard to be different, to have that shouldn't be an obstacle. It doesn't mean that you aren't the stud muffin I think you are. It doesn't mean that I'm not a dateable person, but it does change the dynamics of how much we want to put out there, our medical conditions and
yeah.
what we have and how hard it is. And when you have gone on dating profiles, for example, in the past, how did you confront that? What was your path?
Well, so I've been on everything, Bumble, Tinder, Plain Fits, you name it, I've been on it. And I like to put myself out there. I don't like to shy away from my disability because I think it's part of me. So I always upload a picture of me with my walker. I always say in the description, I'm handicapped and blah blah blah. But dating apps aren't for me because I get a lot of scams. So I just try to stay away from dating apps now. You know,
Well,
but I
that's
am looking for sure.
Well, listen, ladies, listen. He's looking, right? But the truth is,
Yeah,
I get that. I mean, I'll go on a date with my guide dog, and he's a pretty good sniffer. He can tell a
yeah,
good one versus not a good one.
yeah,
But the thing is, I know early on you were always good at computers. That was your thing, and that darn math, though, I was never good at math either. That is
yeah,
partly what made it hard for you to go further in college and get the degree that you wanted because of that. And is that because of the brain injury? Is it because of CP? How does that work with the need to remember those formulas?
yeah. So I don't know exactly what it is, but I think I'm not positive, so don't quote me on this. But I think it has something to do with the brain injury. For me, because I could never really. I understand plus and negative, but when it comes to times and divide and I all those letters, I don't understand. So yeah, but for me, I think it is partly the brain damage and
Mhm.
partly me, not being able to learn or not wanting to learn sometimes, because who likes to learn math except for my sister? But,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I think it's like half the brain, half me. So it's like half and half. I don't want to blame it all on the brain because I don't know for sure.
Well, and today, aren't you working? Well, you always have many jobs, but one of them, you've been working at Outback Steakhouse for a while, and they really work with your limitations. Like they let you be the host you are, but sit down when you need. That's nice.
Yeah, yeah. So I can't think my proprietor more so because when I first came in to be interviewed, there was an issue me standing all the time, and the manager at that time said, "Well, what if we had him sit on a chair and he could sit and stand and take him to their table, So they thought outside the box, which I love,
Yeah.
and
Isn't it just
it's
nice
been
that
crazy for
people listen? I mean, isn't it nice
yeah.
that like you don't always have to you know, fight for something, like
Yes.
here they just
Yeah.
wanted to help you.
Yeah. 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 So I can't thank them enough, because they've been really, really great after 6 years now. I've been working there since 2020 after the pandemic. So they're really, really awesome people over
And
there.
and how do the customers take to you? I imagine they're pretty impressed too.
I have a lot of customers saying, "Oh, James, I didn't see you in a week or so. I was worried, So to me, they all love me, Um,
Yeah. Well, you
and I do
are.
get tips from time to time. So yeah. So yeah, everybody just loves me over there.
Well, I think when we talk today about, never giving up, I think what you've demonstrated is you've taken, a card that you were dealt, me too, right, with my eye condition
Mhm.
at birth,
Yeah.
and you've taken that and you've made great strides to hit all the milestones that one could in life. And as we journey through the rest of the interview, everyone, having cerebral palsy could have just been enough, right? But you've actually dealt with depression and other heartbreaks. And when we come back, we want to talk about, how is he so positive despite all that? Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm Nancy Solari, and this is the Living Full Out Show. And today we're talking about never giving up. And when we think about inspirational guests and we want to bring them to you to give you that boost of motivation, well, I thought of James Cox because with many different things he's overcome, as you know, he's optimistic, positive, and just a joy to be around. So welcome back, James.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you so much for having me back.
You're welcome. And James, thank you for sharing with us, cerebral palsy and how that has kind of worked in your life in terms of challenges, but how you've overcome them. But also within your family, hereditary wise, you have depression, mainly on your mom's
Yeah.
side.
Hmm.
And as joyful as you are, like you choose to be happy, like that's a choice.
Yes.
But
Yes.
depression is something that, again, you didn't choose CP and you didn't choose depression. But how did that show up for you? How did you get diagnosed and what do you do to maintain it?
Yeah. So I'm glad you asked that because this is a really, really uh, subject that no one talks about. Okay. So back in my 20s, I was a really happy, joyful, carefree and guy, right? And then in my 30s, my mom realized that I wasn't as happy as I was in my 20s. And she thought something was wrong. And so she took me to the doctor and they diagnosed me with depression. I don't know what form it is because I don't know if depression has a form, But I've been on medication since I was 35. I'm 46 now, so it's been a long time. But that's how I was diagnosed. And I think they just asked me like a bunch of questions, and I don't exactly remember what they all
Mhm.
did. But yeah, so I've been diagnosed with depression, and so for the next question, I think you asked me is how do I keep so happy, right?
Yeah. I mean,
So
I imagine
yeah,
it's hard to put to words when someone is sad. And it's hard to put
yeah,
to
right,
words, why am I
yeah,
sad? Because you may not even know yourself.
exactly, and that's what depression is. 'Cause there's been sometimes where I was out in a like a carnival or something, where all these people are surrounding me, and I felt so alone. And I
Mhm.
think that's very very weird and very interesting at the same time. But
So,
how I see, oh yeah,
so,
go ahead.
t- so the thing is, I know for you, what has been kind of the light at the end of that very dark tunnel has been music. And in what way?
Yes. So music saves a lot of. Okay, so music does something that I don't think a lot of people know. It can move the soul, the heart, and the mind and the body all in one. Okay, and music to me just instantly brings me back of times where I enjoyed life way back when.
Mhm.
If I listen to a Stone Temple Pilots song, I remember something from high school. Back in the '90s. So yeah, music has been with me all my life because my parents raised me up on country music, which I love the most. You know, and then in high school it's always been rock and metal. So music does save does save lives for sure.
Well, and you have a podcast that's really an outlet for those dealing with depression. What is that?
Yes, all right. So it's called When Words Fail, Music Speaks, and I've
That's
been
really
doing it for
powerful.
6 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it
really
is.
powerful because again, literally the verses of the song can say what the person can't say. And I know, James, that you're a man of faith. You have been. What I think is really great about your story is again, your story is riddled with choices. Like you choose to be happy. Like you choose to take medication. You choose to find the outlet in music. But when
Mhm.
you were born, just as you were born with CP, you were born and you were baptized. But in not recent years, you chose to get baptized again. Why?
Yeah, right. Okay. So this was a great question because my mom was confused too. I guess everybody was confused why I got baptized. So when I got baptized, I forget which year it was, but it's been the last probably 10 years, right? The preacher I guess, was wondering. He was wondering why all of us was going to get baptized that day, right? And then he asked me, and I said it was my choice, you know. Because when I was baptized the first time, I didn't have a choice. My mom and dad baptized me because that's the thing to do back then. But this time it was fully my choice. And so that's why I want to get baptized again.
Hmm. I love
Yeah.
that. I too did that in my recent years. I got baptized as a
All right.
baby and then baptized again with my guide dog. He went to neck
There
level,
you
and then
go.
I got a full immersion baptism in the Pacific Ocean. It was magical. It was so great. It was just a
Right on.
memorable
Yeah.
moment. So I can appreciate
Right.
that. I um I know for you, the word strong and being strong means something to you. Not strong like you've got the most biggest biceps, although you might. Who knows, James? You are pretty
No,
fierce.
no, no, no. No,
But
I'm not
what does
Arnold
being
here.
strong, yeah, but what does being strong mean to you to deal with CP, to deal with depression, to deal with all these things?
So being strong to me is okay. So this is going to be sound like a cliche, but it's not. To me, it's never giving up. Okay, and that's one thing that I want to tell everybody in the world to do is not give up. Um, there's moments in my life, and I'm sure there's moments in you like where you just wanted to give up constantly. But for me, not giving up inspires people that I never thought it would inspire. You know, so you never know who you may influence today. Tomorrow. So I always look on the bright side of things. I don't think I've ever gotten in a full blown argument at all. Or maybe it's just the way I was. Maybe that's just the way my spirit is. I don't know. But
Well, I think that's great. And I mean, I think that you are so inspiring. But it's interesting for you, inspiration is great. It's nice to be thought of that way. But you would much rather be admired. Why is that?
yes, admiration is one of the few things that people take for granted now. I don't like being like I don't know how to explain. I don't like being like a cookie cutter model. I don't like being thought as a guy with just cerebral palsy. If anybody can admire me, that's something special to me because they see past all that I have been and will go through my life. You know,
Hmm.
so
Well, as we kind of close out today's interview, I mean, when it comes to CP, cerebral palsy, I mean, you really have navigated that beautifully with all the mobility tools and all the things that you've done and working it out back, right? You've really done a great
right,
job
yeah,
there. And for somebody going through depression because you've been diagnosed, but you live with that every day and you take medication, but it's an everyday. What advice do you have somebody listening today who maybe just doesn't feel that relief yet? They're not where you are yet.
I understand that it gets hard, and you will face some challenges, like myself and Nancy here. But I just want y'all to know that everybody is behind you 100%, and better things will come your way. You just got to push forward and not give up. That's the number one thing. And if you are ever in the need to um, do anything, whether it would be uh, if you ever feel like if you're getting depressed, I swear to the Lord Almighty Himself, music will save everybody, including you. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Is there a I know you probably have a long list, but what is your go-to song? It's kind of almost your anthem.
Ooh, that's a hard one, but that's a good question. Um, I like to listen to everything by Chris Stapleton right now. Chris Stapleton and the Combs is very, very good. And I just discovered a new artist named by Benny G. He's a country artist. He's doing wonderful things too.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, but mostly I go to country when I'm really, really down and out. I mean, just
Mm-hmm.
country just moving my soul. No other genre I can do. You know.
Well, James, like I said, I'm so proud of you. I think you're a stud. I think that all those dating sites, every woman is just crying right now knowing that you went off of them because you
Yeah.
really are a gift. And thank you so much for being on today's show and sharing your words of wisdom. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me on. I can't wait to come back.
I can't wait too. And for everybody,
Yeah.
I mean, this is what we're about. This community of living full out. We don't get there without the heartbreaks. These honest conversations. I'm just so grateful for James and everybody else, but I'm grateful for you listening right now because maybe you've been dealing with a health issue, your depression yourself, whatever it is. Maybe you've survived cancer, you survived a really tricky divorce. I mean, those can be heartbreaking too. If you're feeling like now is the time that you're ready to share your story, that, we can be even a part of that healing process, I promise you it would be such a great experience. We'd love to hear from you. You can reach out to us at connect@livingfullout.com. Let us know what you went through, how you got through it, what did you learn? Most importantly, remember to give us your contact info and perhaps you can join us as an inspirational guest because truly it is about, in the words of James Cox, not giving up. It's about finding those tools, music, mobility tools, whatever they are, to get us from the place of stuck, the place of being troubled, to knowing that around the corner is joy, is happiness, is inspiration. We'll be right back after this break.